what can I do to make it better for the next generation, because they did it for me. I went to a Jesuit high school. They taught me, a man for others is the motto. And of course, my father, you can see in this office, served in the United States military. He was a bombardier on a B-17 in World War II. And that whole generation and what they did for my generation has always inspired me. And that's been really the way I look at things up here, is what can I do to make it better for the next generation, because they did it for me. And that's your moral clarity in life. I think when my father passed away at a relatively young age, and I was 23 at that time, I realized how little time we have here. Ironically, his death taught me a lot about how to live life. And I decided when that happened, I was going to make a difference in a strong way. I had constituents who lost their children to childhood cancer. Now, I'm kind of a national security foreign policy guy, but I was very moved by their stories. And I founded the Childhood Cancer Caucus over 15 years ago. And since that time, we've passed major legislation to help these children that at that time were not getting very much attention. Having been able to serve, be elected by my peers to chair both the Homeland Security Committee and the Foreign Affairs Committee has been one of the highlights of my professional career, but also what I was able to do with those chairmanships, and that was I made them productive. The things I did chairing Homeland against terrorism, counterterrorism, we saved a lot of lives, stopping bad things from happening. And then as chairman of Foreign Affairs, providing deterrence to these adversaries that, that don't wish us well.
One of those adversaries that you had your eyes on was the Chinese Communist Party.
I have a long history with them. I think they have quite a playbook on me. That's a great power competition that we're in that we can't afford to lose. And if there is a World War III, it will probably come out of the Indo-Pacific. They have sanctioned me. They're very threatening. They got involved in a disinformation campaign against me, politically. And there are 4 members of Congress that were targeted by the PRC in their campaigns. One was me, and one was then Senator Marco Rubio, who's now Secretary of State. The hardest thing about this job is the time that you don't have with your family. And I have 5 children. When I first ran, they were 5 years old, 4, and the triplets were 2 years old. There were some times that I missed some of those events that, in hindsight, I wish I'd prioritized family over a job. You can't do this without your spouse or the support of your children. It's just, you can't do it. And if you do make that choice of your career over family, you're going to lose your family. And the balance is very difficult. It's not always a sunny, rosy day, and but in good times and bad, they've always been there for me. I'm a strong believer, as Reagan believed, of peace through strength. And when you project weakness, you get conflict, aggression, and war. So I hope for peace. And the only way we're going to get there is to provide the deterrence necessary to stop the aggression. Secondly, I'd like to see the prosperity that I know this country is capable of having. Finally, I'd like it to be more what it's called, and that is the United States, not the divided states. Sense of patriotism, love of country. This is the best country in the world because we have the freedom that many people in this world don't have. I think when my father died, I made that decision that I was not going to live in the shadows. I was going to make something of this life, precious life, that I have that I know is on a short-term leash with God, and we all have our mortality, and spend it for a worthy cause.